James Twin for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I was just sitting here watching a little bit of the Vergil Ortiz, Serhii Bohachuk media workout event that they're having in LA this afternoon. And it's an important fight for Vergil Ortiz. I mean, make no mistakes about it. Vergil Ortiz has had his career delayed quite a lot just due to rhabdomyosis and just his physical condition not being the greatest at welterweight. He's moved to 54, had a couple, he's fought, for lack of a better term, a couple of, guys that are either faded or you could just say are cans in comparison to him. So he hasn't really been able to go any rounds to show what he can do at 154, right? This fight against Bohachuk, in my opinion, not only is it his biggest test of his boxing career, but it's also his first proper test at 154. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But kind of looking ahead, because I was not to this. I love Serhii Bohachuk, and I think it's a fight that Vergil can lose. But many of you guys may not know this, but I class Vergil Ortiz very, very highly. People actually may not understand. I'm a pretty big Vergil Ortiz fan. As I am of a lot of guys, but with him in particular, I really do have a high opinion of Vergil. I think Vergil is the goods. I see Vergil Ortiz as the kind of fighter that if he ever reaches his full potential, he could be a guy that becomes top 5 pound for pound in the world. He can be the kind of guy that even more impressive than being a top 5 pound for pound guy. I think he's so good that if he moved up to 160, he could single-handedly revive the middleweight division. That's how good I think Vergil Ortiz can be if he puts it all together. Why do I class Vergil Ortiz so highly? Well, as I've said many times, I think Vergil Ortiz has one of, if not the best, power jabs in the business. I put his power jab up there with the likes of like Artur Beterbiev. I think he's got a great jab. I'm talking about power. I'm talking about not just a jab. I'm talking about when you really step into it with some oomph and you can like hurt guys and drop them and really get their attention. Like I think he's got an amazing power jab. So that power jab sets up everything else. It sets up his ability to place his shots. I think he's very great at placing his shots. And what's really interesting about Vergil is, despite the fact that he has a 100% knockout ratio, when he talks about himself and he describes himself as a fighter, he doesn't describe himself as a knockout artist. He describes himself as more of a guy that just knows where to put the right punches at the right time. And we call that in boxing a precision puncher, a precision technician. That's what he is, a precision technician, a precision puncher at the highest level. And I really think that these next couple of years, just God willing, he continues to not get hurt in camp and can fight at least 2 times a year. I really do think Vergil Ortiz is going to make some waves. I think he's going to be one of the best fighters out there. I really do. This Bohachuk fight is going to answer a lot of questions because Bohachuk, one thing I can say about Serhii Bohachuk is he's got an amazing gas tank. I mean, he's got one of the best gas tanks, I think, of anybody in boxing. He does not get tired. He comes at you the whole fight. He's one of these fighters where even though he may be Ukrainian and he may have grew up in that Ukrainian Soviet school of boxing, Serhii Bohachuk has a lot of Mexican influence. He spent time in Big Bear with Abel Sanchez. He's trained with world-class trainer Manny Robles. So he's got, yes, the Ukrainian basic fundamentals from that school of boxing, but then he's got that aggression, that willingness to go get you, the traits that you would associate with Mexican style boxing. So that what makes him unique. And when you couple his gas tank with all those things, he's a very dangerous guy, not just for Vergil Ortiz, but anybody at 154. So very good fight. If Vergil is to pass this fight and win this fight like impressively, then I think I can really start to think to myself, how good and how far could Vergil Ortiz go in boxing? Because I'll be honest with you, at 154, because I mean the fight we always wanted was Vergil Ortiz versus Duran NS 147. But let's be real, that fight's not happening anytime soon because neither one of those guys commercially generates enough money to make that fight. They're handled like Golden Boy and now Matchroom. They're not gonna do that fight because neither one of those guys commands that kind of money. So I think that what ends up happening is Boots gonna stay at 47 for like another year. Boots are gonna stay at 147. They're going to box him 2 to 3 times a year, try to make him a bigger draw in Philly because he just broke the record for ticket sales at a fight there. I think Marvin Hagler and Benny Briscoe in the 80s, that was like the previous record. Boots actually surpassed that his last fight. So they're going to try to build upon that. Then you're not going to get Virgil versus Boots. So Virgil's going to be at 54. He's not getting Boots. So Virgil has to get those fights against like Madrimov, win this fight. And inevitably, if Terrence Crawford beats Madrimov, then I think that winds up becoming one of the fights at 154. And truthfully speaking, I mean, he may not quite be ready for that kind of fight, but Terrence is up there in age, and I think I've always thought Virgil would give Terrence a good fight, just because one thing about Terrence is, even though he's got great legs and he's a great finisher, I don't think Terrence ever fought anybody with the power jab of a Vergil Ortiz. So I think Virgil will be able to offset a lot of things that Terrence does, and I just think his ceiling is really high. I think his ceiling is really high. It all comes down to his training habits, because his training habits seem to be the only thing that's beating him. So when I look at him, I see a top 5 pound guy. I see a guy that will actually be a middleweight champion at some point. Like, I think he winds up winning a middleweight world title, because middleweight, look at middleweight. Johnny Beck just can't make weight no more. He missed the weight. He had to go to the hospital. So those 2 belts in the next year or so probably become vacant. And the division is very weak. So there's endless possibilities. He can get a Crawford fight. He could unify titles here. He's going to be involved in a lot of important fights in the coming years. And I just think he winds up filling out into a middleweight, and he actually winds up being the guy that revives one of boxing's glamour divisions, the middleweight division. And because of that, I think he's gonna be a big star in boxing. So that's what I'm thinking today. I was sitting there, I was watching Vergil Ortiz and Serhii Bohachuk and their whole like media workout thing today they had, and I was like, I think Virgil's gonna put it together and really, because he's one of these guys that even people like talk about and rate him highly. I still think because he's not like much of a talker, he slips through the cracks, and they don't really talk about him the way they should. So I'll leave it at that. Those are just some of my thoughts on Virgil Ortiz right now. August 10th, he's fighting Serhii Bohachuk. I won't be able to watch it because I'll be at the fight that you guys know I want to be at, which is Angelo Leo versus Renato Lopez. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. How far do you guys think Virgil Ortiz is going to go in boxing? Does he cap out here at 54? Do you guys think he winds up being a middleweight champion at some point like me? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterbury, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.